Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the KotLC Fanbase channel. My name is Joey and today we're going to be going over some more KotLC confessions. I'm sure you guys already know the drill. I'm going to be reviewing your KotLC confessions, going over them, seeing how crazy they can get and giving my own opinion on them. And right before we get into the video, I just want to quickly just apologize for the lack of uploads. It's been really bad on our part and that's totally on us. And I don't like to give excuses, but we've all been very busy. To be completely frank, Shannon Messenger is not helping us out either. You know, we don't have a lot of new content to base it on. Yeah, I just wanted to apologize about that and hopefully it should get better. But let's get along with the video. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you're excited for these confessions. As always, the forum is open for the next video in the description below, and comment down below what your favorite confession from the video was. So without further ado, let's get straight into the first confession. My ideal cover for book 10 would be Sophie, Dex, and Bianna. I honestly would really like this combination of characters, except I don't know how realistic it is because, to be honest, Dex and Bianna aren't all that involved in, they weren't all that involved in Starloon. If we are being realistic, Keith is probably going to be on the cover. I was actually really surprised he wasn't on Starloon, and yeah, I don't know who else could be on it, but yeah, I mean, I want to see Dex on another cover and I want to see Bianna on another cover. But as we are getting closer and closer to the end of the series, I don't know how realistic that is. There is a decent chance that Dex could die at some point, which I obviously don't want to happen, but the series really hasn't had a twist that really changes the whole story, and I think the death of Sophie's best friend would totally fill that role. I don't want to think about it because I absolutely love Dex and it scares me to think about the good chance of his death. I'm going to disagree with this confession. I don't really think out of all the characters, Dex is going to die. If anything, it would be like Keith. I mean, if we're being honest, it probably would be Keith, considering he's going through this transformation and all this is centered around him. And I doubt Sophie, the main character, is going to die. And I also doubt Shannon Messenger would kill Keith as well. So yeah, I don't really think it would be a side character. I just don't really see it being Dex for some reason. And at the same time, they said that there really hasn't been a twist that really changed the whole story. And that's what the whole point of Elise is. Shannon Messenger said that she's been working up to this plot twist since the start of the book. So she obviously has some crazy stuff in store and she doesn't really need a death to do that big twist for her. One of the main reasons I started reading KotLC is because my name is Sophia and my last name is Foster. Yeah, I'll be honest, if my name was the main character of a book, I would be very surprised and I would definitely pick that book up and want to read it just because I'm curious. When people suggest that Sophie's father is like Finton or some other evil person, I think they're forgetting that the person would need to willingly give their DNA to the Black Swan, and all the evil people don't like the Black Swan, otherwise they wouldn't be evil, so I just don't think that those guesses are completely accurate. Just my opinion. And I've been saying this for a really long time because once it clicked in my mind that they got the DNA, once we realized that Orlai was Sophie's biological mother and she had worked in some way with the Black Swan, obviously, we know that she pretty much willingly gave over her DNA. It wasn't taken from her or something. And so that begs the question, you know, why would something like Finton, or some people think her father is like Gethin, why would they be involved with the Black Swan? Why would they give their DNA to the Black Swan to create the Moonlark? That's basically aiding the exact opposite of their cause, you know? So that part doesn't really make sense to me, and I've been saying that for a long time, so thank you for bringing that one up. If I'm being honest, I'm kind of worried for the KotLC movie because I have a feeling that they're gonna mess up some characters' looks, especially Keith, and I'll never be able to picture them the same again. So I can't tell if my take on the movie is a hot take or not, because my take on the movie is something that I feel like a lot of people don't agree with, is that I honestly don't really care. I obviously do care how the movie ends up, but I'm just saying, if they take all these creative liberties towards the movie, they change a lot of the plot or they change how the characters looks, I'm not really that opposed to it, because we already have the original books that we can always go back to. There's nothing that's being changed there, and honestly, it would be cool to have an exact one-to-one book to movie adaptation that's just the exact same thing. But in my mind, that's just a little boring. Wouldn't you want some sort of differences? Maybe something on the book doesn't translate well to the movie, so they have to change it, or they just go crazy and change all of the plot. Either way, it's getting an adaptation. The books are getting more and more recognition. The fandom is getting revived again. I just think of all the positive upsides to the movie. Even if it's really bad, then we can laugh at it and we can make fun of it, and it's funny. But yeah, I obviously want the movie to be a success, and I want it to be good. But like, take for example the Percy Jackson movies, like the original ones. People didn't like them because they were a bad adaptation, but I always thought they were really fun. They were really fun movies. Like, I had no problem with them, and I always liked them. So like, whatever we get, I'm gonna be extremely happy with, just because it happened in the first place, and we just have to be grateful that it's even a thing. Councillor Tarek is definitely lying about his ability, because there's no way that seeing someone's potential is a special ability. Like, that's an easy lie to come up with, but more power to him. And this is kind of funny because it's kind of true. Like, you could easily make up that that's a special ability, because like, there's no other descriers to prove him wrong. Maybe he just made up that ability as a descrier. It's just a funny thing to think about. Like, have there been descriers in the past, or is he the only one ever? Because as of like what we know, he's the only one ever, and there hasn't been a new one so far. So he could just be making up his ability and say, oh, I said your potential. It's just kind of funny. I don't get why Sophie is still mentally stable, especially since elves shatter so easily with everything that's happening to her. Realistically, she would have had a mental breakdown. Yeah, I definitely think well, to be fair, she's had her fair share of times where she's gone, like, I think she describes it as like zombie mode, where she kind of just goes numb, shuts off all of her emotions. That happened, I don't know, I forgot, it happened a couple times. But yeah, she hasn't, like, her mind hasn't shattered, kind of like how Alden's did. And I think it's due in part to her human upbringing, which kind of changed. It changed how she kind of views like death and stuff like that, because she doesn't really view death as the same way that elves do. Obviously her perception has changed now, but it's still, it makes her mind kind of stronger, I think. I don't know if this is a coincidence or not, but there's 3 confessions in a row talking about Wiley. The first 2 say, I don't like Wiley, he's overrated, he's stinky and stupid, and the last one says he's so hot. It's kind of funny. I wish Shannon Messenger made one of Sophie's friends talentless, because they're always talking about how horrible it is, but it doesn't affect her or her friends at all. And I think Shannon Messenger is actually going to do this. I think she's going to go through this route, and she actually has. In Unlocked, one of the major things was that we find out that Rex is actually talentless. And that's like a big revelation. You know, Dex is like devastated, so she's already trying to do that. And I have a theory that she's gonna leave Jency as talentless. She kind of hinted at that in Starloon. I think she's gonna leave Jency talentless, and it's kind of gonna spark like a revolution to like give more rights to talentless people. Like, I feel like that's the kind of direction that she's going, so I agree with this confession. I thought the Pinak tree was pronounced Panicky tree when I heard you say it differently, and now I'm confused. So I do not pronounce it correctly. I don't really mind I pronounce things the way that I read them in my mind, and I don't really change them. So obviously the whole thing with the panicky tree is that it's supposed to rhyme with pancakes. So obviously the way I say it, Panakes, I don't know why I say it like that, but it's the wrong way. So don't take it from me. I'm thinking of naming my future children Keith, Fitz, Biana, and Dex. I wouldn't really do that. I don't think that's the best idea. That's a little bit of an impulsive decision. Maybe you can name your pet that. I don't think I would name my child that. I think Morella needs more character development in the series and should be the one to kill her respective mentor Finton in the big showdown if he joins the Never Seen again. So I agree with half of your confession. I think Morella definitely, I feel like she's actually had her character fleshed out pretty well, but I enjoy her when she's in the books, so I do want her to have more page time. But I don't want her to kill Finton. I don't want Finton to be bad. I actually love Finton, and it would be great if he could just kind of be helpful, join the Black Swan. He's kind of is being a little helpful, but yeah, I don't want him to die. No. Okay, this one's kind of crazy. My second time reading the series, during the almost so fits kiss scene, I threw up in my bed because of my pure hatred for the ship, and I blamed it on my dog so I wouldn't get in trouble. Good thinking, but next time, I don't know, just try to control your yeah, that one's crazy. That might be because this one just sounds real. Some of the other crazy ones that I don't know, I can't say much about their like how real they are, but this one just sounds real because of the details. So this might be one of the craziest confessions we've had so far. I don't know. I knew Orlai was Sophie's mother before I started the series because I was checking the age rating on Google. I'm not sure what this one really means. I don't know how those two things really correlate. I'm so obsessed with Keith and I have a body pillow cover of him. That sounds pretty cool. I need to know how I can buy one. Cause if you're talking about like a whole like life-size body pillow, I gotta give respect to you for buying that. I wish the whole story was about the triangle. You see, the reason why this doesn't exactly work is cause you need the actual plot to move the love triangle forward, or else you're just going through Foxfire day to day, nothing's really happening. You know, the whole reason why the plot or the love triangle works is because all these crazy things that are happening within the plot and the Black Swan that I've never seen that push the relationships forward between, you know, Sophie, Keith, Sophie, and Fitz. So you kind of need the plot. I understand what you're saying. You would just read it as if it was a romance novel. Like, I understand what you're saying, but yeah, I have to disagree with that one. Why do people think Sophie's dad is a human? Why would Mr. Forkle do that? That should be half human. It would make no sense. Yeah, I don't think her dad is a human purely based on the fact that she is so powerful. I don't think there's no way she can have human blood and be as powerful as she is. You know, Orlai's a pretty powerful elf. Chances are her dad is a decently powerful elf, and then they just kind of, you know, beefed up her abilities as Mr. Forkle did. Yeah, I don't think her dad's a human. All right, I have a feeling this video is getting pretty long, so we're gonna end it off on this one. KotLC was one of the first audiobooks I ever listened to. I absolutely love this series, and because I can only get one audiobook a month for the past 2 years, I've listened to this series 34 times, totaling more than 3,500 hours. That is a lot. I know some people can't really put that in perspective, but I've been like, if you play video games, like, you know, sometimes you can like track your hours on video games. I've been playing like some games for a really long time, and I haven't even cracked 1,000 hours. So to listen to KotLC alone, just like a book, it's not even like playing a game or like watching like a show or something, for 3,500 hours is crazy, and I have to give you props for doing that, because that's a lot of time. I don't know how many, let's see. So that's the equivalent of 145.8 days listening to KotLC. So yeah. And guys, that is gonna wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the KotLC confessions. As always, submit more in the link for the description below. Leave a like, subscribe, and we hit 17,000 subscribers. Guys, thank you so much for the support. And comment down below what was your favorite confession from the video. As always, stay safe. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.